What's going on, everybody? It's Chase, and I have my friend London with me for this commentary. Say what's up.
What's up? It's me, London.
Um, right now what you're watching is a long loading screen. um, it's one of my first online matches in NCAA, and it was a really an epic game. So I thought I'd do a commentary over it with London because he's an Alabama fan, and we want to talk about Alabama football. So let me just start off by saying this gameplay was the only online game I ever played on NCAA because it got kind of boring kind of fast, and I used Alabama because it was the best team there, and I said why not? So I used them, and he played as Florida State, so it was actually a really good game as you can see like later on as you watch. But both offenses and defenses as they both played well, and we both could do stuff, and both defenses were pretty good. But in the fourth quarter, it gets really interesting, and then it goes into overtime. So take a look at that when it comes. So let's talk about Alabama football. You ready?
Yeah,
So what's your overall like? What do you feel about Alabama season so far? It's basically over, but what's your thought?
yeah. I mean, our season is basically over because right now we're 11-1, and because of the whole situation, Alabama and LSU tied in the SEC West pretty much locks us out of playing in our conference championship. So we're only going to have 13 games this season as opposed to usually having 14 in the BCS era. So that's kind of weird, and I mean it'd be kind of strange like if Alabama does end up playing in the national championship and didn't even win the Southeastern Conference, and then we end up beating the Southeastern Conference for the national championship.
Yeah. So like, how do you think they played overall in the season?
Oh man, I mean, we've just been dominating this year. Like, if you look back at our 2019, we had Mark Ingram and Julio Jones, and just our defense was just unstoppable. But I mean, this defense that we've had in 2011, as opposed to 2009, is just unheard of because every single defensive stat that you could possibly have, Alabama is number one in the nation. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So then let's fast forward all the way to the LSU game a couple weeks ago. Now, what's your thoughts about that game and how there might be a rematch later on?
Man, that was just. I mean, I was looking forward to that game as like the game of the century, like they hyped it up for so long. And I was looking forward to it actually from the start of the season when LSU beat Oregon. And I was like, man, this is going to decide our season. We just got to go out there and play strong and, just do everything we can that goes our way and don't make any mistakes that could cost us the game. And actually, we did have a mistake that cost us the game because I think LSU punted the ball to us one time and Alabama returned it for a touchdown, but it got called back because one of our defensive backs, Dre Kirkpatrick, had a block in the back on an LSU player, so it got taken back.
Wow.
I forget where it was, but it was taken back, and I think we got a field goal off of it. So that right there,
Really, you got
that
a
right
field
there,
goal?
yeah,
Yeah, in that game, that was just a big defensive game, and as I watched it, I mean, to me, I'm not a college or Alabama fan, so I got bored of the game, and just so many field goals, and I don't know. I wasn't
so
a
many
big fan
field
of
goal
it.
misses.
Yeah, I know. You guys probably wish you had Dan Bailey, huh?
Yeah, man, Dan Bailey coming up strong for the Cowboys. I wish we had him on our team. But like, really though, Jeremy Shelley, they showed his stats the other night in the Auburn game. Actually, it was last night.
Hmm.
And I think he's kicked 19 field goals this season, and he's only missed 4 of them. So, I mean, I think he missed 3 of them in the LSU game. He just was having a bad night that night.
Oh God. Yeah, it's pretty ugly to watch, but let's go ahead and talk about the Heisman talk, with Trent Richardson. Where you see him, like, standing there? Like, do you think he had a chance to win it?
Well, if you was to ask me that before the Iron Bowl, I would say that it's just too close to call between him and Andrew Luck of Stanford. But I mean, last night Trent Richardson just turned on beast mode playing at Auburn and racked up 203 yards with a touchdown receiving.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's pretty much gonna be the front runner from this point forward, and I hope everybody will vote for him because he's definitely one of the best players in college football, and especially the way it's set up I guess this era of football
Mm-hmm.
where it's so hard for a running back to win a Heisman Trophy. And then on top of that, the running back is from the best conference in college football, playing the toughest schedule. So,
Yeah. I don't
in
mean
my
to interrupt you.
eyes,
I don't mean to interrupt you, but see that comeback already that he's making, Florida State. I mean, damn.
yeah,
But alright, go on.
hopefully they don't miss this field goal.
Yeah, I don't think they do. He doesn't play for
All right.
Alabama.
Wow.
Alright, go on.
Oh, speaking of field goal kickers for Alabama, one thing that we do have to look forward to next season is we have recruited the best kicker in the nation, so that's something I'm looking forward to.
There you go.
Maybe he'll get us a bunch of wins.
So now, like, I don't really watch college football that much to notice, but how is Andrew Luck doing this season though?
Well, I mean, I've only watched like really one Stanford game. I watched the USC game they played, and he did okay in that game, but he had a couple of turnovers that ended up costing him. But
Mm.
I mean, I looked at his stats the other day, and then one of his stats in the game they played last night, he had an interception, but they was playing Notre Dame, and they beat him by like 2 touchdowns. But I think he had like a 300-yard game. So
I don't
I
know.
mean, he's clearly the best quarterback that there is. So
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. That Heisman race is going to be close. And speaking of close Heisman races, back in 2009 when Mark Ingram won, he defeated a Stanford running back to win the Heisman Trophy. So that'd be pretty ironic to see what will happen.
Yeah. So like, is there like a third person in the mix? Because I haven't really heard of it.
Yeah, there was, but I mean, it's all these people started losing. It was a wide receiver from Oklahoma State, and then they got beat. And then it's Robert Griffin III, the quarterback for Baylor, who is just having Cam Newton games basically. I mean, this kid's having 500 and 600-yard games. It's just unheard of. And that's the team that beat Oklahoma last week.
Wow. Huh. So one of the last topics before this gameplay is over, which right now it's about to be tied, but your thoughts on an LSU and Alabama rematch? Not many people want to see it, and a lot of people want to see it, especially Alabama fans. So what's your take on that?
Well, first I'm going to answer it from an LSU fan's eyes because from all that I've heard, I was at my cell phone. I think I got a text. But from an LSU standpoint, even the coach in his interview after Alabama said that he would be honored to play Alabama again. So, I mean, and even the fans themselves have said that they think the only team in college football that can beat them is Alabama. So, they're looking forward to it, and I know I am because I honestly think we have a better team than they do. And if it wasn't for those 2 bad plays we had in the LSU game, then we would have won and we'd have had 2 touchdowns. And nobody can say that they held the number 1 team in the nation to not even scoring a touchdown. And I mean, we just held them to 9 points. So I'm looking forward to it. Like, there's no tomorrow. Like, that's going to be the game of the century. It's going to be better than the first one. And I
If
think
it
Alabama's
is,
going to.
I really hope it's going to be better than the last one, because I couldn't stand the last one. But there you have it. He went for 2 points and he did not get it, and I won the game. It came down to a really good game. I messaged him after saying good game. So, hey guys, until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.